Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Joe and welcome to a brand new video, and today what we're going to be doing is looking at all of the new items that were added in the Winter 2018 cosmetic case. Now, unfortunately, the inspect in Team Fortress 2 has been broken for a solid year or so, maybe even longer than that, but you can't inspect items from the Steam market. Meaning to actually see these items on the characters, I had to head over to loadout.tf and inspect the items there. I'm going to be going over each item, how they look on the character, and just my overall opinions on them. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoy the video. And without further ado, we're going to be going in order of how the cosmetics are presented in terms of Mercenary, Restricted, Assassin, Elite. Let's get into the video. So guys, here's the first cosmetic. This is the Pocket Pardoner for the Pyro. And it's really not too noticeable. I mean, I've zoomed the Pyro right in here. Essentially, it is just like a Pocket Engineer. I'm not too keen on the pocket cosmetics. Like, it is pretty cute. I mean, you can say that about every single pocket cosmetic. I mean, look at it. Look at that little smile. It looks like one of those little pop figures, the pop vinyl ones you get. Interestingly enough as well, it also has wiggle physics. So when the Pyro actually moves in game, this moves accordingly, which I think is a pretty nice touch. But either way, I mean, it's a pocket cosmetic. There's not a huge amount more I can say about it, to be honest. Alright then guys, so up next is the Wise Whiskers for the Engineer, and when I saw this cosmetic I genuinely thought it would have been like a purple tier or something. I've actually put the Mercs Mohawk on as well, just because the default Engineer helmet like blocks off the eyebrows on this, but essentially it's like it kind of reminds me of the Allfather, which is the multi-class beard, but it has these like white eyebrows as well, and then you get these like brand new goggles as well for the Engineer, which I think is pretty cool. Again, like, this is really nice considering it's just a blue tier. I honestly thought it would have been higher, but either way, I think this is a really cool cosmetic, especially on when it's paired with a hat that doesn't cover that top region of the head where you could see the eyebrows and the goggles fully. I think it's pretty cool, man. I think this is a cool cosmetic. This next cosmetic for the medic is actually like two cosmetics in one. It's called the Snow Capped, and as you can see you get this like a bomber style hat. It reminds me kind of like the brown bomber, which is an all class hat. And you get this like gristled beard as well, which kind of reminds me of something along the lines of a Brush with Death. It's a very similar beard type, but you get both of these in the same hat. And once again, this is just a blue grade cosmetic, so these things will end up being relatively cheap, assuming they're unboxed a lot. Now, I actually think this is a pretty cool hat. I mean, I like the little detailing of the medic logo on the top, and like the white flap around the sides and the back gives you this like winter theme. I just do think this is a pretty solid cosmetic, man. It is fully paintable as well, and you can actually paint the hat region, so you can actually get this brown part any colour you want, so a pretty cool cosmetic. Now up next is the Packer Parker, and this is the first one that I'm actually familiar with because I unboxed this one myself. It's this like big Parker coat for the heavy. You get this like fur lining around the hood and the sleeves, and you also get this big heavy like class token logo embossed in each of the sleeves. I really like this. I'm pretty sure this is a very popular cosmetic out of this case, and there's an accompanying hat as well, which we're going to see very shortly, that looks amazing with this thing. Like, I really do think this is a nice cosmetic. It's like, I like the colours on it, I like the patterning down the front, and I think the fur lining does look really cool. And yeah, overall a really solid cosmetic, and I hope it stays relatively cheap. So guys, the Scout finally has a bird cosmetic. This is the Catcher's Companion for the Scout. It actually looks a lot better on blue team, I'm gonna say. I like the white patterning with like the black going down the middle. I think it looks perfect for the Scout. So essentially, yeah, it's just a bird cosmetic that sits on the soldier of the Scout. It's about time the Scout got one. We've got the Archimedes, the Sir Hoots a lot, and the Scout now has his own one. I really do like this. I think this is really cool. I don't normally like the bird cosmetics because they're not too noticeable, but I just think the design as a whole on this one is really nice, and it's actually got some pretty cool jiggle physics, which you can find a video of in the workshop. But when the Scout moves in game, the bird moves as well, which I think is a really nice touch. Like, this is really cool. And combined with this, yet another blue mercenary grade cosmetic, we have the Juvenile Jumper, and I've actually put it on with the bird. I unboxed this one as well in my unboxing video yesterday. I really like this. It's this like big woolen jumper for the Scout that tucks in around the belt very neatly so. And it has these like TF2 logos, and I think they're crosshair snowflakes. They're like snowflakes with a crosshair in the middle, embroidered into the bottom and the top, and then snow falling down the middle. I just love how this thing fits on the Scout. I think the sleeves, like the way they're cuffed up and the way it's tucked in, it just looks really neat and well presented, and I think this is really nice, and I'm actually going to be using this in my main loadout, I think. Once again, this is another item that I unboxed in yesterday's video. This is the Crock Pot for the soldier. I'm pretty sure it's a Plants vs Zombies reference. I saw someone in my comments say that, I'm not too sure though. But essentially, it is just a plant pot that's cracked so the soldier can see out of the crack, sitting on top of his head with a flower blossoming out the top. And it's funny, it is a funny cosmetic, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's like a cosmetic that you'd use in like a genuine serious loadout. It reminds me very much of how it sits on the head as the brain bucket. But nonetheless though, it's a pretty funny cosmetic. I do see that now. It's not one to be taken too seriously. Now, yet another soldier cosmetic, we have the Climbing Commander for the soldier. And this is yet another mercenary grade. I was not expecting this to be mercenary grade at all, at least restricted, in my opinion. It's these like snow goggles, very much that you get on the snow scopers, I believe they're called, with this big like Parker style hood coming up from the collar. I just think, even with no other cosmetics in the loadout, this is sick. You get a hood and goggles. Like, this is really nice, and I'm pretty sure it is paintable as well. You can actually paint the goggles to where the visor changes colour. Like, I just think this is such a solid cosmetic, man. This is really nice. And, like, partner this with something like the Antarctic Parker or something. You've got yourself a killer winter loadout. Even the gift bringer or just any winter coat, even a cold snap coat, will probably not look out of place with this thing. I just think this is such a strong hat. If these unusuals are relatively cheap, you already know I'm going to be picking one up. And moving on to one of our last, in fact it is the last mercenary grade of the case, we have the Mighty Mitre for the medic, which is this like, I want to say like big old fashioned like Pope styled hat, or like very church related hat at least. I think it looks really cool. It's like very noticeable, as you can see, it's very big, and like I just think, I don't know, I can imagine this working well with like the Angel of Death or other robe style cosmetics. I just really like this. I like how it looks on the medic. I like the gold detailing and like that big embossed medic logo on the top. I think that's really nice. Like, it's a really cool cosmetic, and once again, I was not expecting this thing to be mercenary grade at all. I was really shocked when I saw that. So I mean, I'm not disappointed at all. This thing is paintable as well and looks really good when painted. I'm really not disappointed with the cosmetics this year. This next one is the Puggy Back for the engineer. This is the first restricted grade item in the case. And like, just look at it, it's a big pug strapped to the engineer's back in like a little baby carrier. Look at his little paws, the way they're like flopped up. If you see an engineer wearing this and you shoot him in the back, like if you run up behind an engineer and he's wearing this, you physically can't shoot it. Like, there's no way a human could just shoot a pug like this. Look how cute he is. On a real though, I think this has jiggle physics as well. Like, if the engineer moves about, these little legs wobble. It's just so cute, man. The Puggy Back is such a cute cosmetic. I think this is one of my favourite cosmetics I've seen added. Like, oh, I love it, man. Any dog lovers out there will definitely agree with me when I say that this is essentially the Razorback V2. No one is stabbing you in the back when you've got a big pug strapped to it. So guys, this is the cosmetic I was talking about earlier when I said it went really well with the Packer Parker. This is the cool Capuchin for the heavy, and it actually has, I can't really see it properly on loadout.tf, but it's got this like little bell thing on the back. Maybe if I take off the Parker, you'll be able to see it better. Yeah, it's got this like little bell thing on the back, and according to the Steam Workshop page, this thing actually jiggles when you move, which, I mean, if that's, there's a lot of jiggle physics in these new cosmetics, man. But yeah, it's this like hood that comes up from each side of the coat, and it has this like bandana resting around the neck of the heavy. You gotta keep warm in this cold winter weather, but overall, like, yeah, this is just a nice cosmetic, man. It's like another hood cosmetic, kind of reminds me of the war hood for the heavy. Just overall, I think this, along with the Packer Parker, is the perfect, warm, cozy heavy loadout, man. So I may as well just show you this one while it's on the heavy. This is the Pocket Pooling. This is an all-class pocket cosmetic, and I'm not really too keen on pocket cosmetics, as you guys know, and as I said earlier. So there's not a huge amount to say, but it's an all-class cosmetic that fits around the pocket region of each class that is mispooling. That's all there is to it. It's mispooling with button eyes and like, it looks like a voodoo doll, I guess, is how I'd describe it personally. It's got little button eyes, and like the coat is fully paintable. You can change the coat on mispooling, but yeah, there's not a huge amount more I can say about it, man. I'm really not too keen on the pocket cosmetics, unfortunately. So guys, the favourite item from the crate right now, we've got the Harry. And the Harry is for the medic and the spy. I unboxed it in yesterday's video, so if you want to see it on the medic, go and check out that video. But the Harry is essentially a cat that sits around the back of the neck region of the spy or the medic, almost acting as a scarf. And look at it, it looks like a very grumpy cat just sat on your mercenary. Like, again, this thing works where if you wear this thing, you're immune to bullets. No one's going to try and go for headshots on you when there's a possibility of accidentally hitting little Harry here. Like, Harry's just being a good boy, minding his own business. So, I love these animal cosmetics. I think this, along with the Puggy Back, are two of my favourite cosmetics they've added recently. And the last restricted grade item we have is the miscs muttonchops. These are just mutton chop cosmetics for the medic, very similar to the Lord Coxswain's muttonchops, I must say, for the soldier. They've also got these little grey eyebrows as well that get added when you apply it. I think that is pretty cool, and I do like how, if you look closely, the hair fades in from this like brown medic hair into the grey of the muttonchops, which is pretty cool. There's not a huge amount more I can say. Some people believe this is a reference to Ebenezer Scrooge, which would make sense as it was added in the Winter 2018 case. I'm not 100% sure though, so let me know your thoughts down below on that one. Yeah, do you remember when I was saying there was a lot of cute cosmetics in this case? Just look at this thing. This is the Polar Pal, an all-class cosmetic that sits on the shoulder of any class you put it on. It's a polar bear and it has 3 different styles. You can make it brown to be like a grizzly bear, you can make it black and white to be like a panda bear, or all white to make it a polar bear. Like this, look at its face. He's smiling. This is I take everything I said back. This is the cutest cosmetic in the entire collection. And I don't care how much it costs, right? I know this thing is an assassin grade, the first assassin grade of the cosmetic case. I'm gonna buy a strange one. I don't mind how much it costs. This thing is just too cute, man. This, the Puggy Back, and the Harry. What a case. What a case. This one's definitely a bit more on the interesting side. This is the dumbbell for the soldier. It's a big bell with a small like holly leaf and berry on it, or like a bramble, I guess. I think it's meant to be like a tree decoration. Like this looks like something you put on a Christmas tree, but it's just a massive bell on top of the soldier's head. Like, again, it's not had to be taken seriously. I know that, and I can acknowledge that. But I mean, it just looks. I mean, to be fair, it changes colour according to your team. So if you're on blue, it's silver, and if you're on red, the berries go red and the bell goes gold. So I think this is a really funny cosmetic. I think this is probably going to be more expensive than the Crock Pot that we were talking about, but that seems pretty obvious anyway because it's assassin grade. It's a massive bell. That's all there is to say. Up next, I'm actually kind of disappointed to see this item isn't multi-class, but this is the Millennial Mercenary for the Scout. It's this like quiff haircut with like a fresh fade on the side and a pair of like probably non-prescription reading glasses. I think it's really nice. I think it looks so cool. It's like, it's a more modern version of the Merc's Mohawk. It's meant to be this really like hip, trendy haircut. I don't know, I just like it, man. It is, of course, paintable as well. You can actually paint the hair colour to make this thing any colour you want. I really want to see, I'm really intrigued to see, actually, how much the unusual versions of this are going to be costing, because I really do think this is a nice cosmetic. Alright then, guys, so this is the final item in the cosmetic case, and this is the only elite grade of the case, being the bread heads, and it's an all-class hat with jiggle physics. When you move your head, the jaw of the bread moves. It's literally the same bread from weapons like the mutated milk, the self-aware beauty mark, and the bread bite, of course, from that Love and War update. And I mean, there's not a huge amount to say about it. I think it does look really cool how the teeth come over the top and bottom, but if we're talking like, I don't know, if this is the only elite grade in the case, I feel like there should have been another one, honestly, because although it is an all-class hat, it's like you're not going to be able to fit a bit of mouldy bread into a lot of loadouts. But, guys, that is just about it for this video. If you did enjoy, please do remember to leave a like and let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what your favourite cosmetic from the case is. I'll be very interested to hear that. Mine's either got to be any of the animal ones, specifically the Polar Pal, or the Millennial Mercenary. I'm really intrigued to see an unusual Millennial Mercenary pop up on the market. Guys, thanks for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, and peace.